everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. This is our 4th episode. I think once I get to like here, I'll start losing track of the numbers. We're taking a look at Ana today, who was once again, just like Alexstrasza, not in the game last year. She is a ranged support and thrived in the double support meta that was shut down by Blizzard. She was so strong in that. But after that meta was taken away, after a lot of the heroes lost cleanse and double support wasn't required, she kind of struggled for a little bit. I'm happy to say she's back on the upswing with a 52.4% win rate. She was added into the game on September 26th in 2017, which was the week before BlizzCon. So it was while we were doing the A through Z last year. We had just already passed her. And we don't go back. That's how this works. You don't go back. Once you pass it, they're not in the A through Z. You can't go back. That's not how the alphabet works. But I think she's in a really good place right now. Unfortunately, her talent diversity is not very good. She's always thrived with dart builds forever. They're still the best. Her Q ability used to be extremely powerful, and they kind of nerfed the range on it a little bit to make her easier. But there was an interesting change that just went into the game called dynamic spell power. And what that means is that she's going to, when she uses Nano Boost, which is her go-to ability over here, right? Nano Boost. Instantly boost an allied hero, restoring 200 mana for the next 8 seconds. They gain 30% spell power, and their basic ability cooldowns recharge 150% faster. So before, a lot of spells would snapshot what their spell power was at the start of the cast. That's no longer the case. So let's say you're in this situation where you have a Kael'thas on your team, and he's getting the Pyroblast ready, and he's throwing it out. Well, before you'd have to cast Nano on him, and then he would have to cast Pyroblast. Now, what can happen is when the Pyroblast is about to hit that motherfucker that it's been chasing for 20 minutes, because it's the slowest thing on Earth, you can then Nano your Kael'thas to make it deal even more damage. Now, that might be adjusted a little bit because there's some weird caveats with that. So in this same scenario, if Kael'thas has, we have a talent for it. If Kael'thas is hit with a talent like debilitating dart, activate to fire a dart, which slows the movement speed and reduces the damage dealt by the first enemy it hits by 50%. So if we hit this on Kael'thas, it should last for 3 seconds. But then he dies, and because he's dead, that debuff then goes away, and his Pyroblast still hits for full damage. Kind of got off topic here with my intro, but it's important that you understand how the mechanic works fully. Let's go play some Ana.
Ana checking in.
And a banana. And a banana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the brand new, reworked Hanamura that was just shown off at Gamescom a couple weeks ago. Mephisto's left the game. Great start. I've been complaining because I've been recording these, one after the other today, live on Twitch. And my teammates have been a little less than stellar. I do like the attitude of our URL. Yeah! Yeah! Alright, so we're going to go for the Piercing Dart quest at level 1. Ana does have a quest at every talent here. But her Piercing Dart quest has always been far above and superior to all the other ones as far as win rate goes. And the effectiveness in battle as far as I'm concerned. Now, how you complete this quest is simply by shooting your darts at enemy adversaries. When they get hit by it, they are then put to sleep. Every time you put them to sleep, it procs your quest. So after hitting 10 heroes, Sleep Dart now hits 2 heroes, and its range is increased by 25%. And then, there's one stack. After hitting 20 heroes, your Healing Dart can now also heal 2 heroes. Ana's a very interesting character. Her main sustain is skill shot based. So if your teammates are less than stellar at, did you see that Sleep Dart though? Yeah, you motherfucker. Yeah, you motherfucker. If your sleep darts are interrupted by your friendly team, so let's say, for instance, by Mephisto coming in between myself and Falstad, who's the person I'm trying to heal, then Falstad will not get the heal, and Mephisto will instead, which is a difficult way to play supports. Very difficult, like, and people move a lot. Like, if you have a Tracer on your team, good luck ever hitting your fucking abilities. It's never gonna happen. So she's definitely a character that needs to be played in the right scenario with the right team comps. She is very, very, very weak to dive because her self-healing is not very good. She has her W ability, the Biotic Grenade, which is kind of a two-purpose ability. Its first purpose is nullifying outcoming heals for the enemy team. So you're actually able to fully reduce a heal for what, 4 seconds. This means if you see an Ancestral coming in from the enemy team's Rhaegar or something like that, which is, I mean, appropriate for this particular match. If you see that coming in, well, all of a sudden you can completely nullify it. But if you're in a position like this where you moved up because you wanted to be aggressive and then a hypermobile character comes up behind you, your healing is pretty limited. But you can throw your grenade down to heal you or stop heals. And after the double support changes, this issue that we just saw where she can really not take care of herself too well, the issue that we just saw was a pretty big problem. Anna went from being one of the most popular supports in the game because of her sheer effectiveness with her dart talents and her Q, which was nerfed. I believe the range on her Q was nerfed pretty significantly with the dart quest. But after those changes kind of went into play, she fell off because she didn't have any self-sustain, and she, I don't know, she just didn't quite fit anymore, you know? She didn't quite fit in. But soon, she was given the ability to heal herself. Go ahead and try to sleep one of these guys. Heal herself whenever she has doses on a target. And for a while, I believe this was only on heroes that she could heal herself. But then it became activatable on minions as well, which actually increased her lane sustain by a ton. Now, lane sustain and normal sustain are not the same things. So keep that in mind. They are very different. But it allows her to actually be effective in lane, and she can poke people. She almost feels like a Lunara in some cases, where she's able to really go in and deal quite a lot of damage and like harass people and force them back while at the same time staying in, you know, pretty relative safety. Went ahead and tried to stop the Stitches from moving forward there. Looks like it worked well enough. We do see Genji jumping in now, focusing me all the time. We're going to hit him with a debilitating dart and hopefully keep our health high enough. Now Rhaegar a little overextended. Went to sleep Rhaegar, didn't quite work, and Genji will be taken down. Thank you for the Abathur top hat, and thank you to Yarel for picking up the gift of the Naru. Now, in a situation like this where I don't have anything to attack, there's no way for me to heal myself. So the Abathur and the Yarel are really, really, really helping out. But then we can just move to the minion wave, do a little bit of stutter stepping, and we're moving back in the right direction. Really, really easy. I love Ana. I say her name wrong every time. I don't do that on purpose. I have a thing. There's a animator at Heroes, lovely, lovely woman. Her name's Lana, and I always want to call her Lana. So I tried to remember Lana Banana, so I would get her name right. And I need to do the same thing for Anna. I get it wrong every time. So that's a Hinterland Blast. So we're gonna be picking up Nano Boost here today. Nano Boost. Again, we talked about it at the beginning with a dynamic spell power. We should also have a consumed soul, right? Yeah. I think Durance of Hate is shit in its current state, and I hope it gets changed soon, because it needs to be changed soon. Look at that poke! That was good! That was real good! Like, we're doing some pretty decent damage to that Stitches there. Granted, we're not going to win on damage numbers or anything like that. Here, I'll just go ahead and cast this before I die, so hopefully he does something with it. A nano-boosted Mephisto is something to be incredibly afraid of if he casts his abilities. Now, unfortunately, that particular Mephisto decided to just stand there, mount up in a bush. So didn't quite get the effectiveness that I was hoping. So we might be just nanoing our Falstad player from here on out. That may be what we're doing. Granted, he's an auto attack Falstad. So the nano's really only going to affect his ultimate ability. Maybe I should have thought this through a little bit more. Maybe I should have looked at what was happening a little bit more. But let's go down to the bottom lane and see what we can do. I obviously died because I got hooked by stitches, right? I'm not blaming anyone for that death. Let's try to hit the sleep dart on the enemy Zul player there. Of course, it lands no problem. We'll go ahead and reduce the damage that he's dealing as well. And I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, but whatever it was, it didn't work here. Let's try to rotate up top because that's where the majority of the enemy players are currently at. We do see the Shimada Bros trying to take over this camp, trying to do the thing. We do have the top hat from Abathur, though. I don't know if this is something I really want to fight anymore, however. Shot the debilitating dart back. I think we just back up. Let's just get to safety. So our dart quest is going pretty well. We're at 12 out of 20 right now. Certainly getting that quest done a little bit faster than I did in the Alex Straza video. That's for certain. Didn't miss the dart there. That's okay. These vision camps on Hanamura are fantastic. Always be focusing on these. We are going to go for the speed serum. This could allow Mephisto to deal more damage with his W if he's so inclined. He's kind of just picking the rainbow of talents here. Mephisto just came out yesterday, the day before. So we are seeing him in every game, kind of like Tyrande. Tyrande's been in a lot of games, but they're not necessarily going to be the most effective players for this first few days. Let's go ahead. Fire off a sleep dart. Gonna hit Zul here. This is gonna allow our team to move in pretty soundly. We are going to hit the debilitating dart and give a little bit of a damage boost to our Falstad. Was it in time to actually matter for his ult? I'm not too sure. Oh, missed it. Missed it bad. Missed it bad. But a nice pickup from the friendly team there. Really nice pickup. And it looks like we're going to be able to push this objective in no problem. Now, the thing about the new Hanamura, and again, Hanamura just came out 2 days ago as well, so this is going to be something that people pick up more as time goes on. It is not required to push the objective in all the time. So, for instance, this objective is only going to hit the top building? No, the bottom building. So, at any time, we could just kind of push and get more value than this objective in a lot of cases. I think it's going to be getting some buffs soon. I think it's going to be getting some buffs. All right, let's clear the bottom wave. Looks like the friendly team's doing fine. Genji once again moving in on this objective. I just wanted to get into their stack. Not trying to fight this at all. Although it looks like Mephisto might have some other ideas. Poking with his Q there at the start. We are going to go for sharpshooter, so consecutive heals with our Q is going to increase our Q healing, which means we could start healing for quite a surprising amount. Anna is an Banana is an incredibly effective healer with this talent in particular. Falstad looks like he's having a little bit of fun up in the top lane, so let's rotate up there to try to help him out. Stitch is potentially moving into this bush soon, so I was going to get the sleep dart ready. There we go. Just doing it for the stack. Not really trying to set up too much of anything there, to be totally honest with you. We do miss our Q there, so that means we lose all of our consecutive stack bonuses, but that's okay. That is a-okay.
Understood.
Now, as far as build variety with Ana goes, you're not going to see too much of it. Unfortunately, the talents that we're using here are widely considered to be the best talents that you can pick up, and they are going to kind of go for the mileage, with a few variations here and there if you needed them. So, for instance, Mind Numbing Agent used to be incredibly strong. Would allow you to reduce spell power by 75% in its normal form based on the doses that you had on the target. And we have such an easy time actually applying these doses that you could pretty much reduce a particular target's damage by a fuck ton. I think that's the scientific term. A fuck ton. That, you know, still kind of the case. It's still pretty good, but it's not quite as good as it was before. And Debilitating Dart allows me for the point and click style of damage reduction. Like right there. The ult of that... the ult of that Zul did nothing. Nothing. Trying to put him to... I got you! Just keep running in a straight line, please! Now, I unfortunately am going to lose my life here, but I think we were able to keep that Mephisto alive. Yrel and Abathur should be able to keep him up and running. Unfortunately, we just lost our Yrel, though. Oh my goodness! Don't cross the beams! Wow! That was some disgusting damage there on Hanzo. Of course, Mephisto's brand new, so I don't think you're going to see too many Hanzos jumping into that situation again, but we definitely saw it there. We definitely saw it there. Now, Nano Boost is by far the most popular choice here at level 10, but I am a fan of the Eye of Horus because it allows you to be effective across the map. And on a big map like this, that can be really fun. Also at level 20, the radius of the shot from Eye of Horus expands and it explodes. So it allows you to do some pretty decent AoE damage at the same time as well. Abathur holding off the top lane, missing a little bit of health though. Let's give him one shot of love. Get our consecutive healing bonus stacked up a little bit. We're also waiting for Mephisto to join us in this fight before we really commit too much, so I don't feel too bad about that. The entirety of the enemy team is here and ready to go. Do we have the ult for Falstad? We sure do. Rhaegar's put to sleep. Durance of Hate's used. Go ahead and nano our Mephisto here. Hopefully he gets some work done. Oh my goodness. I can't do anything with this. I tried to shoot off my sleep dart again before I died, but it's like once the fight starts, I have a dragon on top of me, I move out of the dragon, and then Genji's just there, and he's trying to deal as much damage to me as he can. Once we get 2 more sleep darts, we can play a little bit further back, and that may help the issue. I used debilitating dart a bit early on Genji there, I think. I could have held onto that a bit longer as well. So, a challenging team comp to play against. But we're still fine. The enemy team is going to be catching up on XP as they kill this building. Hopefully we'll be able to defend the next one. Zul realizing any second here that he cannot solo this camp. I hope. It's full health now, bud. And you're walking into... That's something special. Wow. Okay. All right. You hate to see it. The enemy team taking over that camp. Also taking over this one as well. Looks like we're going to be able to defend this, no problem. May have to rotate up to the top lane, though. So once we land one more sleep dart, our heal is going to... our heal is going to penetrate through targets. So in team fights, if we can line it up properly, we're going to be doubling the effectiveness of our heals, which our heals are already pretty strong. If I actually fucking use them. I feel like in these team fights, I've been focused so fast that I haven't really been able to get much done with them. Level 20 is pretty close for both teams here. We are going to pick it up a little bit before the enemy team. We are going to go for max dosage puts targets to sleep. This may help us avoid the Genji a little bit more. Durance of Hate was just used on minions. I hate that ability so much. We'll go ahead and put Rhaegar to sleep. Maybe we can engage on this. I hope we can. Gonna put a nano on our Gazlo friend here. Unfortunately, these dragons have been on point. Or did I say Gazlo? I meant our Falstad. Falstad, I think, died to the same dragon that I did. Whew! Fuck! Now, we died to a camp, and we have this massive samurai pushing the top lane as well. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what to say here. But I feel like I need to say something. Now, the good news is, I don't think they're going to focus our core. Okay. The bad news is, they're going to focus our core. And this is going to be GG. Ugh. I hate Durance. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I hate it when it's on my team. I hate looking at it. I think it's a stupid ability. But the A through Z playthrough is off to a terrible start with the 1-3 record. The enemy team was definitely playing that right, though. They were jumping right in on top of me every engagement, and I was having a hard time getting away. Urel's a great character, but she does lack hard crowd control. So in situations like that, it is difficult to peel effectively. Potentially I could have, that's decent stun time. Potentially we could have alleviated some of that by using the debilitating dart a bit more effectively and by saving our sleep for the time when the enemy team came in. But I don't think that game was all my fault. We had piercing darts at level 1, overdose at level 4. At level 7, debilitating dart, but also the mind-numbing agent, I believe it's called, is a great talent to pick up. Nano boost, I don't think got any value. I really thought we were going to get a consumed soul here. I really did. That's why I went for it. I guess I should have looked before I made my decision. There's really no talent synergy at all here, sadly. Then Speed Serum, healing dart grants 25% movement speed. This was for our Falstad and Armorfisto to reposition a little bit better. That being said, my healing in these team fights was pretty much non-existent because at the start of the team fights, I would just kind of get blown up. Sharpshooter, healing darts. Healing is increased by 5% if it heals a hero. And as you keep healing heroes, this amount is going to go up. And then somnolent doses is what I was picking up to hopefully allow myself to peel away from the Genji. But those dragons were actually taking me down surprisingly well. Those dragons were consistently zoning me out from safety each time. So credit to Hanzo for making an obscure ult work really, really well on that map. What's the 20 do for that? Hitting hero with Stormbow, Scatter Arrow, basic attack reduces the cooldown. Wow. Okay. That's Ana. Up next, we have a new Barak. Great character, but not a popular character anymore. What happened, bud? Where'd you go? Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time.